What's wrong with this one?
Like
There's nothing wrong with it, but
all audiophiles know this. You have a great system until you hear something better.
That's right. That's
you know,
right.
and you're happy with it. Everything's working. Then somebody brings something along, and you go, "Uh-oh."
And that's true with the mastering chain too.
Oh yeah,
That's what people don't really.
But here's another
Absolutely.
thing. You know, the cutter head that they were using in 1957 has advanced logarithmically.
That's right. Everything has.
Well, that was that metal
So-
coil form.
Yeah.
these sound better.
Yeah.
When we compared it yesterday, this one came in last. I thought.
These what compared this to the
Well,
last cut of
I
that?
have
The
a
one
bunch.
that I cut to
This is one John cut, and this is one that Doug cut. We didn't listen to it yet. And then here's a 45. But this one was so much different than the master that
Yeah.
you'll see.
Yeah. Well, I'll be
Of
the
course,
judge
the
of
master
everything.
sounds fantastic.
That's what. Yeah.
So we've been struggling to, how are we going to get this to the public? That's been the trick all along.
All along.
How are you going to mass produce something?
That's right.
And try to bring to them what's on that tape.
Now, where are these tapes stored?
Well, that's
Iron Mountain.
I think they're
That's
on.
Is it Iron
As
Mountain?
opposed
Well,
to, as
it
opposed to,
isn't good in the respect that whoever curated
Might
these
say.
took out the original mastering notes, which would have
That's
been
not
very
good.
helpful.
Yeah. But
So let's put something up.
Okay. I think we're still set up.
I want to hear this again.
So you want to go to Winding Wheels again?
It's not my call. Yeah, sure. Or you know what I was thinking? Not that this is my call, but side one, I said side two sounds better, and I think side one, the
Yeah.
thing that's always bugged me about the way it opens is what Shelley's playing. He's playing like a stick thing
Yeah.
that's really aggressive sounding and thin sounding and pinched sounding. I wonder if there's
What,
something.
I'm an old Callahan?
Yeah.
on the tape, or on the when it's recorded.
On the recordings that
On
you've
the-
heard.
Yeah.
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 Well,
So
I mean,
I'm wondering
that
if
might
is
be-
there if you hear it and if there's something you think.
To a certain degree, a lot of that has to do with the quality of playback here these days.
I listen to these tapes.
Yeah.
In,
Yeah.
in-
Oh, you're saying
in
it's on
our
the tape. I thought you said it was on the.
I didn't say. I said.
Oh.
I said. I hear this. Is there a way of addressing it?
Yeah.
Because our system was simple,
Right.
and because of the simplicity, it was very pure.
Right. That's what made it great.
But there were also limitations on what we could, little tiny things that we
Yeah.
could address.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm all wet, but it's always felt to me like it was taxing my ears, that one little opening to "I'm an Old Cowhand," which is sort of the iconic track.
Yeah.
of this
Yeah.
record.
So now you're planning on mastering these on two different systems, one being the vintage original and one being your updated system, or
Not quite original.
or whatever's available.
I mean,
No, it was what we had. The last system we had, a contemporary that Bernie has then modified a little bit over the years, because that was 30 some odd years ago.
Right.
The original system
yeah.
doesn't really exist anymore. I mean, it's been modified and modified
Right,
and modified.
right.
This is an early cutter head that's been modified a lot, a
Right.
Heiko cutter head. But the original, you wouldn't want to deal with anyway, because
Right.
the design of those, of that era just wasn't as good.
Right.
Wasn't as free in the high
That's
end.
right. The people that insist on the original president being better are they're just wrong.
They're absolutely wrong.
I know.
Could not be more wrong.
I know. There are a lot of audiophiles who have tuned their system around original pressings, and so when a record comes out that's really much better and closer to what's on the tape, their system is going to sound too bright.
Okay, let me give you an example. You're in a recording studio. You're recording a singer, and you have a microphone that has characteristics that adds peaks or some unwanted
Thanks so
audio
much, man.
characteristics,
Right.
and you can go on the console and EQ it or introduce other additional processes, or you can use a different microphone, or you can move the microphone relative to the signal,
Right.
and accomplish probably something better with far less in your signal path.
Right.
That's the way people should be approaching this,
Right.
not by trying to tune things to accommodate something that's not perfect.
Right.
You should start with something that's the best that can be, tune your system to that, and
I agree.
if it isn't, if you put on something that isn't as good, so you have, you have tone controls, or you have whatever it is on your home system,
Right.
your audiophile home system, that you can do to address those. But to start your whole basis on some skewed
Right.
metric is.
See, I think accuracy is overstated. There's no such thing as accuracy in audio because every mastering system is different. Every speaker system is different. It's not like video where every video monitor is
You
is
can calibrate it,
calibrated.
yeah.
This is all completely subjective.
The one on your new
So-
system.
Well,
Within reason.
within reason.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have, we do reference
have it. We won't
tape
have it till
machines,
this
and
weekend.
Of course.
but you can't really
That's what I mean.
reference speakers.
No, and there are systems. There are systems.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
this is all.
So-
I mean,
Oh, you mean like
yeah.
the solid state?
That's the
Yeah,
fun part about
absolutely.
audio.
Yeah,
You know,
we
you
can
can
do a little of that
make
right
your
now.
system what you want it to be.
That's easy to
Yeah.
do.
You mean
Just to hear the difference between the
And
two
one of the
systems.
things that
Oh,
people
okay.
don't realize too,
no? I was just. I mean, I was
they
thinking
say,
that we
why do
cut
those old
one
records sound
on
so much
each.
better?
Uh-huh.
Well,
I mean, I know you
drummers
can't use
didn't play
that
so
now.
loud.
Oh, no, we
Shelly
used to,
Man
that's working fine.
had
Except it doesn't have
beautiful
the
wooden
upgraded head.
Ludwig set
And
with
also,
calfskin
we're not
heads.
feeding
He had the
it
most
from
beautiful
upgraded
cymbals in the
signal
world.
path.
Right. No, what I mean.
In that room, the guys are
I was
playing and
wondering
listening to each other, not
at some
through
point,
headphones.
Right.
They balance themselves in
Lack
the
from
room.
that,
It's a
we
good
played
sounding
it.
room.
Lack from that, we
Sonny
played
had a
it,
great
and
sounding
compared.
Oh,
horn.
played it. Oh, okay. Well,
You listen to
And
Art
so my
Pepper records
question
and you wonder
was-
why they sound so great. He had a
gonna
beautiful
want you to
sound
do
that
because he
at
had a
some
beautiful horn,
point.
and he
Yeah.
had a beautiful
Yeah,
way
So
of
better to
playing.
do that.
Yep.
We could use almost virtually the same system that was used in contemporary and upgrading it where we can and making things newer and better where we can, but basically using the same system. And I'm like, well, this would be just fantastic. We get the original master tapes. We'll have John Koenig there. We'll have Bernie, the person that was there, one of his first jobs, who really loves it, doing it with the original equipment. And, we'll do the best job on the jackets, the plating, the pressing, and everything, and do deep groove and everything original we can. And it just sounded so great of a story to be
Yeah.
able to have Bernie Grundman, not just Bernie Grundman mastering it, but Bernie Grundman, who has a passion, who has a love, who has a knowledge of it with the original equipment, master it. And it's just like, so the story just kept
Yeah.
building. And he's like, listen, I'd love to be a part of this. Give us a little bit of time to finish this thing up. And so it's just, I don't know, man. I think, we always strive to go all the way on everything.
Yeah.
But this is even more special. And who still has the original anything
Yeah.
from 60 years ago?
Yeah.
I mean, who?
yeah. Well, this is a historic thing. Yeah, these are some of the best recordings ever made, and they still hold up today.
Yeah, musically and sonically.
Yeah, and it also, this whole idea that you're talking about is, and we all know, it's only going to be as good as the weakest link. And that's why it's nice that you're kind of thinking about the whole process, all the way from the beginning, how it's played back, the system, what we're going to do here, all the way there, and the plating, and the pressing, and the vinyl. And I mean, all of these things are the best that we've been able to come up with anyway.
Right.
After all these years of experimentation and trying to improve these systems, trying to get them closer and closer to what the original
Video
Yeah.
explaining it, showing you like, this is, look, here's the equipment. This is for true. We're not transferring this from 2496 files. You know what I'm saying? This is
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
actual analog
Yeah.
to lacquer. This, go get some of the other. A lot of people that are making records aren't going to show you what went into the sausage.
Yeah.
You know, this is. We'll show you the quality.
Well, you always do, Chad. You don't have any secrets.
Right.
I mean, you have lots of secrets, but not involved in this.
No, pretty much. I have hardly any secrets really, but but you also have to show them, and then with the liner note, the story, and then I'm gonna ask Bernie to write just a little bit of like the equipment used.
Yep.
And a little bit of maybe a paragraph or two. Document like they do. Hey, these mics were used on a recording.
Like the old days.
Yeah.
Like the old days.
And
well, I think as audiophiles, we all love that.
Oh, they would love that, of
Oh,
course.
it's great. We want to know
Of
everything
course.
about that.
And the new audiophiles will love it, and
Uh-huh.
the ones that are just getting into jazz will love the music. So everything about this is...
and then it's documented.
Yep.
If you ever need to, I wonder what it's there. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And if once we all pass away, that
Speak
all
for
the-
yourself. I plan on staying
I
around.
know.
I'm not going anyplace.
But it's going to be there.
Yeah, it'll be there.
Yeah,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
That's
so,
great.
And there you go, man. That's